Hey there YouTube, this is Jeff aka Wonderman Bronson back today with the next Sergio Corbucci movie review, which will be for the white, the yellow and the black, which I got right there, from 1974. This is ranking number 12 of in total 13 Corbucci movies. And slowly but surely they are getting a little bit better, but now we're still at the downslope of Corbucci. After the previous one, number 13, was What Am I Doing in the Middle of the Revolution, which was his penultimate Western. This one is his final Western. And a very sad note to go out on for this once legendary spaghetti Western director. Alright, so let's get into it. Directed by Sergio Corbucci, who also had a hand in writing the screenplay, as he usually does. This movie stars Eli Wallach, Guiliano, Gemma and Tomas Milian as titular characters. The white, yellow and the black, which the less said about it, the better, having to do with racial stuff and everything, even though there's not a black character in the movie, but black in a different way. Anyway, we have Eli Wallach as Sheriff Blackjack Gideon, aka the Black. We have Tomas Milian as the samurai protector Sakura, who obviously, without being racist, he is the yellow. And then we have the white of the three is Guiliano Gemma as the Swiss. Blank the Blank, I think is his name, so White the White. Yeah, very silly name, very silly movie. Movie deals with this stolen Japanese horse. There's also money involved. It's sort of a big rip-off and spoof of the movie Red Sun with Charles Bronson and Toshiro Mifune and Ursula Andress, which was directed by Terrence Young, which was kind of like the first big East meets West type of Western, where it was a samurai and a gunslinger teaming up. This is obviously trying to copycat that, or ripping it off and spoofing it in a big way. But to very poor results. The music in this movie is by the Angeles Brothers, who you might know their music from such hits as Kioma and Menage, A Man Called Blade. I hated those soundtracks. This one, more lighthearted, and it's not unlike Kioma and Menage. This time at least the music is not trying to explain what's happening on the screen while it's happening. So we won't get like, he's standing alone. No, we're not getting that. But we get some very uplifting, very happy beats. Actually, did not mind their music for this one that much. With this movie, it fits. And like I said, at least it's not a sort of musical type of music where it's explaining the movie while it's happening. So, didn't mind it that much in this one. Still not a great soundtrack though. But for this movie, I can get into it. And I don't really mind the movie that much as a whole. There's just, it's a silly movie, and it's also the fact that it's Corbucci's last one, that he had to go out on this one as his last directorial effort for a Western. That's just really stings, and that really stings. But other than that, there are some jokes that work. A lot of jokes fall flat. A lot of jokes are like, really? That's like something a 5-year-old child would laugh at. Tell you my favorite joke in the movie, where Eli Wallach and Tomas Milian first meet up after the horse has been stolen from the Japanese train, which Milian is going after. It's stolen by the Indians, and Milian is running through the desert. And then Eli Wallach, he's on his horse, he sees me, he's like, what the hell is he doing? This guy running through the desert. And he's like, hey, you, stop. It doesn't work. The samurai just keeps running. Then Eli Wallach ropes him, and he's like, stop, you bastard, and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I gotta go. Milian, by the way, as a samurai, probably one of the most offensive portrayals of any Japanese character. Normally, I would say, if people got upset about the portrayal of characters of certain race, I would like, dude, get over it, it's just a movie, it's not reality. But with this one, I can get behind why people could get mad that Tomas Milian really offensively kind of portrays a Japanese, because he sort of thought like this. I can't do it that much, but he's like, oh, Sakura, oh, honorable samurai. He's really overdoing the Japanese thing, if you guys know what I mean. Anyway, the sheriff gets him. He's like, I perform harakiri. He takes a sword, you know, he wants to perform harakiri, of course, you know, suicide, Japanese suicide ritual. And Eli Wallach, no, what are you crazy? What are you doing? Anyway, they have a little chat, and then Tomas Milian said, I have a sword back. You know, can I have my sword back? He said, yeah, take your sword, but no more Harry Carey. I'm like, that was funny. That was funny the way he said that, the way he delivered the line. I thought that got a chuckle out of me.
Hey, take my sword! All right, take it, but no more Harry Carey.
On that, yeah, there was a lot of silly stuff, like when Tomas Milian is cleaning the horse. And he even cleans the horses, you know, behind. And he's like, oh, asshole. And then the horse literally farts in his face, and he's like, oh. And he's really, fuck. I love Tomas Milian, guys. But not in this movie. He's probably my least favorite thing about this movie, actually. I did like Guiliano Gemma as the White. He's sort of the usual cool, sort of, you know, hip, young gunslinger type of guy. He's sort of a Trinity, but not as silly as Trinity, if that makes sense. I did like him, and I also loved Eli Wallach. So anyway, they go after this stolen horse, and there's money involved, like I said. They're being chased by Indians. They're, you know, getting into it with Confederate outlaws also, and every time, this is one of the part of the soundtrack that does bother me. Every time, like, one of the villains of the movie appears, like either the Indians or the Confederate outlaws, the soundtrack has to really punctuate their presence by just having this choir shouting Batman. I'm like, at first I thought they were doing the Batman song, you know, from the 1966 or from the 60s TV show, like Batman. No, they're actually saying Batman. Yeah, every time one of the, either the Indians or the Confederate outlaws appears, it's like Batman. I'm like, guys, we fucking know it. They're the villains. So yeah, it's a mixed bag, but it's still fun, and I recommend this one. Worth checking out for Corbucci completionists, for people that want to see the Corbucci movies like I did. And this is actually unlike What Am I Doing in the Middle of the Revolution. Like I said, this one has stuff going for it. You know, the three leads, even though Tomas Milian isn't really that great in this movie. An okay soundtrack, and this one, we know going into this that this is going to be a silly and comedy, you know, silly comedy movie. And once you know it, I think you can sort of sit down and sort of, you know, switch your brains off and sort of just enjoy it, which is what I did on my recent viewing of this one. And even for my first viewing, I was like, okay, this is going to be a silly comedy, and I really watched it when I was in the mood for it, and this time as well. So not one that I can just pop out of the shelves and just put on, but, you know, if I'm in the frame of mind for watching a silly spaghetti western comedy, if that makes sense, I can put it on. Yeah. Anyway, time to score the movie. I'm gonna give it the same score as the previous one. This is still not a great movie. So it's on par score-wise with What Am I Doing in the Middle of the Revolution, and that is a 1.5 stars out of 5. Trust me, the movies will get better ratings from here on out, because we're getting some better movies after this. Anyway, that's the white, the yellow, and the black. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and hope you enjoyed me talking about it in this Corbucci series. Like I said, there's going to be way better movies coming up. We're really, I think we just left the bottom of the barrel, slowly crawling up, if that makes sense. Anyway, we will be back with the number 11 movie of the Corbucci ranking, which will be Massacre at Canyon Grande. We go from Corbucci's final movie to his very first spaghetti western. So I will see you guys then. As always, if you guys liked the video, leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please consider doing so. It really helps out and letting me know that you guys really enjoy the content. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Take care, and adios, amigos.
gripping film of the inexhaustible history of the West. Massacre at Canyon with James Mitchell.